Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwadner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have the great pleasure of meeting with Ron Karr, who is the author of a wonderful book called Velocity Mindset. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Gerhard. How are you today?
I'm doing terrific. The book is made me think, and there's one part in the book that resonated with me, where you talk about creating your destiny. And destiny is a big word. How would you define destiny?
Destiny would be the end result or some kind of outcome that you want to create for yourself. It could be the outcome of a sales call you're making. It could be the outcome of a conversation you're having with an employee as a manager. It could even be the destiny of where you want to see yourself in life in 10 years from now. That's how we would define it.
So would you say that the essence of destiny is defined by the story that defines you?
Yes and no. The challenge with creating a destiny is that many times the stories we've created about ourselves in the past that are not necessarily real, we rely on those stories when we try to create a destiny to tell us whether or not it's possible or not. And that's when we get into trouble. If you really want to create the right destiny for yourself, what we suggest is to use the clean piece of paper. You start with a blank piece of paper and you forget about the past. I don't want to know about your experiences. I don't know what you think is possible, not possible. If you can create what the ideal outcome, what the ideal destiny is for you from your heart, what would it look like? Don't debate it. And when that raw image comes down on that piece of paper and you can start fleshing it out, that's real destiny. Now, why do you eliminate all the biases and experiences in the past? Because if you allow those to be part of how you came up with that destiny, all you're doing, Gerhard, is recreating the past again. Well, the only way to break away from that is to put that all aside and allow yourself to dream. We don't allow ourselves to dream. Allow yourself to dream. Forget about what you think you have the ability to do or not to do. You can always find people to do it. But what's the passion? What do you really want to come out? We talked about a chemical manufacturer in the book. Um, when they brought me in, they had a big market share, the biggest market share, because they helped the mining industry basically avoid bankruptcy by reducing in half the cost of mining copper. When the biggest user, who they only had 25% of the demand, came to them and all the mines were up for a bid, they brought me in and they said, okay, help us win the bid. And I said, well, that's not what you really brought me in for. And they said, what are you talking about? Let me run you through an example. Forget about the fact that the industry only buys on bid every 3 years for supply for best price. Forget that. If you could create your destinies to what you want to see in this round of negotiations, what would it look like? And all of a sudden, the passion came out. Why do we have to bid? I said, okay. We saved them from going bankrupt. I said, okay, so if you don't want to bid, what do you want? We want a negotiated agreement just between us and them. I said, okay, for how long? They usually do 3 years. It goes 10 years. I said, okay, how much? You have 25%, 75%. So let me repeat what you just said. What you really want to do is change the game. You want a 10-year negotiated deal for 75% of their business. Is that correct? And they said, yes. I said, great. Now you just have to recognize that it takes a different set of actions to accomplish that than it does to win a bid. But if I didn't walk them through that and insist that they put all their experiences and knowledge aside, they would never have gotten to that point. And because they were willing to play with me and do it that way, they changed the way that industry bought.
So if you want to manifest your destiny and have a much better future in sales, I urge you to go to Amazon.com and get the Velocity Mindset, groundbreaking new book by Ron Karr. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Gerhard.